In studio here this morning with us, we have the famous Mr. Ian Pantin. Ian, for those who do not know who's Ian Pantin, could you just give them a little background history?
Well, okay, so I am an artist manager. I manage currently the names Ricky Jai, if you ever heard of him. He's 9 times Chutney Soca Monarch. I have Terry Lyons. She's the daughter of the famous Super Blue. And of course, Blacks and the All-Stars Band, formerly known as the Roy Cape All-Stars. I'm in charge as an artist manager of this particular group. I'm also an event consultant, like I said good morning, to all these events. So I do event consultancy. I'm involved in a number of concerts that happen here in Trinidad and Tobago. Carnival time, I'm integral with the role with the Army Fete. And of course, throughout the year, I'm involved in reggae events. And then also I am a film producer or executive producer as well. 2012, we put out a movie called I'm Santana, the movie under the brand Lexo TV, for which I'm also a founder of that brand, Lexo TV. Santana is all over the diaspora worldwide. That's me, Ian Pantin, to you.
And ringleader, if you can just give us a little background.
Well, I'm social media sensation. I do all the videos, responsible for a lot of writing also.
Okay.
You know, yeah man, so that's
and
basically
you're part of the
me.
Santana group as well?
Yeah, well, anything you're part of, I am part of.
Of course.
Ian, how did you get involved in the music industry though? Was that your career before? Was that?
Let me explain this, right? My mom plays the cuatro. I have a brother who plays guitar. He would play as a child. Then he got called to go to Venezuela to teach English in Venezuela. He was bored while over in Venezuela, so the only thing he could do is fall back on his guitar. So he played, he did some experimenting with salsa, merengue, and calypso at the time, because this is back in the day. Then he migrated to Canada, and while he was up there, he started a band called Risasa. He called me a day and said, listen, I got a contract to go on a 10-city tour near the Alaskan border, and it's winter time, and I don't know what to do. So I need your help, young brother. Come up and help me. So I flew up, and while I was there, we sat down and we ran out the plan. He put in all his merengue and his salsa, and I said, why don't we put in some of the things that are happening of the era back in Trinidad and see how these people respond to it? So big at the time was something called Donkey Dance by Rodney McIntosh. And I also added in this one from Colin Lucas, cent, 5 cent, 10 cent dollar. So we went up to Fort McMurray, which is not too far from the border. And while we were at Fort McMurray, we did this tour. And every time the soca segment would come in, I would go in and do the soca part or the calypso part. Not doing that, I was doing something that people like, because all these white people, 300-400 of them in these little clubs, they jumping on and getting on bad. So then, the year after, he did a song called Wiggle and Roll. He sent it down to me. It was a soca. He sent it down, he said, see if you can get it on the radio. So I'm in business, I'm not doing anything with music, so I called a few radio stations, sent it to them, it never played. So I consulted with one of my friends. He said, listen, Robin Foster at the Engine Room, he is a famous person when it comes to music. Maybe you need to collab with someone. So I called Robin, went over, saw him, and he said, look, this little youth called KMC.
Right, I know.
Right. He said, talk to this little youth, see what he can do with this song. So I spoke to Ken, Marlon Charles, and I sent it for him. And he came back and he put a chant on it, wiggle and roll chant, you know. Tell Tanti Bird, tell Tanti this and that. And the song took off. So we did a tour. I hung around the scenes while they're on stage performing. And then when it hold again, that Ken said, after Carnival done, he said, Mr. Pantin, he called me Mr. Pantin. I have no avenues for my music. I was part of the Caribbean Song Basin, spending nights there, and now that is gone. Caribbean Song Basin died. Can you help me? So I said, okay, I will do what I can to help, because you helped me with this song.
Yes. Yeah.
So we did a song. I sent it to Jamaica with a guy called Wayne Bowman. I don't know if you know Wayne Bowman. He's from the Express. He's now a big editor in the Express. Wayne was working for me at the time. He went to Jamaica. They hooked up with some very strong Jamaican teams, Sly and Robbie. They were big producers in Jamaica for Jamaican reggae and dancehall. And came back with an album called, we called it Soca Bashment album. We did a video for a tune called Soca Bashment, and another one called Kaya, and another one called Bashment to Carnival. Carnival, oi, festival, and his career just took off, and that's how I got involved.
Ringleader, how did you and Ian connected? Is Ian your manager? Right?
Yes, he is. Yes,
Right.
he is.
Of course I am.
He will be dealing with all my, everything as far as entertainment. I actually hooked up with him through someone informing me about him because I had music to put out, right? Because I used to initially do music before doing anything, right? And I went to him with that track and he said, "But I know your face." I said, "Well, yeah, I do videos and stuff like that." He was like, "All right, well, here we're going on. Let me put the music on the back burner for the while and let me deal with the videos, So he ran with the videos and then, He was like, "Nah, but you're real creative." So creativity meet creativity, we just link up, and then it was like, all right, let me put back in some music now, because I feel you're ready for them now.
That's right.
Ian, I know you said you're an emerging artist, right?
Yes.
You're a man, you hold a lot of portfolios. Why did you decide to finally sing?
Been involved in the careers of so many artists. A lot of big names, a lot of unknown artists. But when they hit the stage, you see the energy that they get from the crowd and the energy that they feed back to the crowd, that connection. I would see that on stage. And I must admit, I was a little envious when I started singing, but it would be nice one day if you can develop that relationship with people you're performing. So I worked out a plan. 2 years ago, I started studying the whole industry from an artist perspective for myself. I did an event called Reggae on the Seas, and at that event, it's all about the IP music brand. So there are no artists that are advertised, no DJs that are advertised. It's all about feel good IP music. Just come and enjoy yourself. And for some reason, the people turned out when I started it back. I started something called ROS TV, which was Reggae on the Seas TV, and people took to it. The boat ride was sold out. There was a band on the top floor and all the top DJs on the bottom floor. But I spoken to a ringleader and I told my hand this 5-year plan to build the event, and it took off faster than I thought, and I wanted to add value each year. So I said, we need to do a theme song for 2 things. 1, for the event, and 2, I have plans to do a movie around Reggae on the Seas.
Okay.
So I said, but I would like you to write the theme song for it. So he apparently didn't listen enough, like he didn't hear, so he did nothing. So 12 months passed by.
Yep.
I called them again. I said, yo, I really want to do this. I want you to do it. I said, listen, I went through YouTube. I found some rhythms on YouTube. See if you could vibe to one of them. In 5 minutes time, he came back to me and he started singing, please, baby, will you join me on Reggae on the Seas, my darling?
And it hitting all over the place right now.
So he wrote that, and I said, yes, that's it. So I picked up the phone, I called Adrian Jaikaran from Crossfade Studios. We went in and we recorded it. Now that was just a mini step. He was the artist on it, but I said one of the key things I wanted to lead is just to make a couple bars inside the track. Let me sing something there, and I did that. Then all these young artists, they call me daily. I shouldn't say all, but some of them call daily. And they call me and they say, Mr. Pantin, we have no avenues for music. We're working on different events and different tracks. And here's what, I'm doing a Nelly Katoy call, but she says, I'm doing a video. She models herself after Spice. So she's very raucous with the way she does her stuff. Right. Big up Nelly Katoy, wherever you are. You're big. Right? And she called me and said, I'm doing a music video. I want you to be part of the video. Could you just come in and just show your face? So I went to the Savannah, somewhere around here, and while she was there, I said, okay, I'm here. What you would like me to do? Should I just stand up and look good? And she said, no, Mr. Pantin, we have something for you to do. We want you to do some dance movements. And we wanted to sing a few lines. I said, but Daddy, you didn't prepare me for this.
Right.
She said, don't worry yourself. She did it. The video came out and it was good. But while she was doing it, the videographer there was impressed with how I just was able to freestyle. So he said to me, Daddy, he said, Daddy, I want you to come down to my studio. I have something in mind for you. I said, yeah, sure. I'll come down to the studio. And then I went home and I sleep, and I forgot about him. 2 days later, he called. He said, Daddy, I need you in studio. I'm feeling me a vibe. Come down. I said, his name was WMG Lab Records, Wiz, wherever you are, Zessa. I went down to the studio. Jojo was in the studio, and he was there, and he says, listen to this. And he started playing this reggae rhythm, tough reggae rhythm, and I hear it. I say, wow, that rhythm bad. He said, I said, but I don't have anything for it. He said, we will start you off. And Jojo just started singing, teach the youths about mental redemption. And she started that. And before you know it, she started writing the first verse, and she started writing the chorus. And he said, that's enough for you. You take that home and finish the song. I went home. I started vibes in. 2 days later, I'm back in the studio. Mental Redemption is out. That's how I'm now the emerging artist.
So, well, as you said, mention Mental Redemption first, is that it?
Mental Redemption, yes.
Right. I just want to toast it so that your viewers and listeners could hear that song this morning.
Please.
You want to introduce that song?
Oh, so now we big up PSA TV. We on PSA TV with my boy Ringleader and Avalon, and with boys Brent and Darius down in the back. This next selection is about bigging up the youths. You can get away from violence. You can get away from things that are going on in the streets by showing your talent. This one is called Mental Redemption from IP Music, Here and Now.
So nice.
Yeah. Wiz, track this one day for the youth and them. Positives, that's the vibes only. IP Music, Here and Now. Teach the youths about mental redemption. To meditate, don't send them detention. Learn yourself on every dimension. Cause in the end, it's you are depend on. The road rough, we still have to hold strong. The journey is short, but it feels long. Jah will give guidance and protection. We send the message clear, all we need is loving in your heart and soul. Peace and love, every boy and girl. We still can save this world. Yeah, loving in your heart and soul. Peace and love, every boy and girl. We still can save this world. All we need is love and peace in the ghetto. Done the shots and done the war. Love and peace in the ghetto. Rest in peace, this tribal war. Loving in your heart and soul. Peace and love, every boy and girl. We still can save.
Back, that was
Mental Redemption from IP Music, Here and Now.
very nice. And that is actually you there.
That is 100% me. That song was produced by WMG Lab Records, a gentleman called Wiz. The writers are Wiz himself, Jojo, and myself. And the background vocals would be from Jojo.
Would you say this singing is just for fun, or you're serious about this as a career, as your next move?
Well, everything I do in life is twofold. I must enjoy what I do. That's one of the major things. So if you ask if this singing is for fun, then the answer is yes, because I must enjoy what. But there's always a plan behind everything. So I'm presenting myself to the industry. I'm presenting myself to all my industry peers out there. I know all the people in the industry, the radio, the TV, whatever it is. to them, for them to see if they see me as an emerging talent. And if they do, if they present it now to the general public, and once they accept what I do, then I think I'm in this for the long haul.
How many songs have you released so far?
Well, just two. The collaboration with Ringleader and this one, Mental Redemption. But I have a few more in the works.
So Ringleader, you played a major part in
Yes, of course, of course.
music,
Yeah, of course. Mainly in the Charisma track. Yeah, did the writing, put him on it. He said, you know, I want to be with it. I said, well, all right, let me hear what you have to say. I said, yeah, boy, you're ready. You know, and we run with it. So.
Ian, what is your thoughts on the current state of the music entertainment industry?
That's a good question. Why you have to be so harsh?
I'm just doing my job as a journalist.
I am not a politician. That's one of the things that I'm not. That's a very, very difficult question. I didn't really think about it. I think, is there any way we could skip this question? The music before, right, in the past, you would normally, back in the older days, you would go and you would record in a studio, just live instruments, get that song done, and then you would take it to the radio stations. It was just a couple back then, and you would ask them to play it, and if they decide that they need something from you in terms of a brand exchange to play it, you would pay them to play it, and that was called payola back in the day. Now, the way the industry is right now, you have social media, which is huge. Artists now can present themselves to the world. You can post something up on social media and then boost it out there to whatever diaspora or whatever demography you want them to reach. And they do that. But in addition to that, you also have now 30-something stations or so around the country, including Tobago. So you have many, many radio stations. So when artists go now, they're doing interview from here to there. So they have more opportunities to express themselves. So where music is concerned, there's certainly an uplift for that, for them to be able to present their music over there. So I think if you go to compare it from where it was to where it is, artists have a bigger opportunity now. But of course, there are hindrances where that is concerned. And those things would need to be addressed. I'm not perhaps the best person to do that, because I'm focused on my minute group of people.
Of course.
Ringleader, and then.
Yeah.
Would you say the government has done enough in the creative and entertainment sector?
More politics?
You want to answer that for me?
As a young emerging entertainer, I would say that a lot more could be done.
Right.
A lot more could be done, but also I believe the young artists and them have to come with the A game also.
Right.
Because I believe the entertainment now, what is the trend of music now? I find it too watered down. To the point where people singing, they want to sing anything and expect that to score. You understand what I'm saying? And then when they don't score, they vex with everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So I believe the quality of the music, the standard of writing have to raise a little more with the artist itself on the choosing their songs and stuff like that. As far as promoting of oneself, it is very easier. It is easier, but a lot of the artists just be a little lazy. They just want to leave everything on the manager to do. You have to push yourself.
Yeah.
That's how the manager will notice you. You understand what I'm saying?
If I could add to that,
Yes,
what happens is that the artists, the youths, they're constrained by finance. So they may have just enough money to go in studio and pay for a song, but they have nothing to market it. And that is a pretty tough situation to be in, because you do this song, you take it to the radio station to play, and then they don't play it, and you have no marketing behind it. And it really, if you're a youth putting out music, if you're going to put $10,000 or $20,000 into a song, you need to have another $60,000 out there to put the song out there so people can hear it. And that's what they don't have. That opportunity is missing. So I think that's something that government should find some way of working out for the youths, where they can have that avenue to get their music presented. Because now it's not about just playing on radio. It's so much more. It's video, it's putting your face up on billboard, it's doing an email blast, it's out on Twitter, social media, YouTube, and to do a video now, it costs a lot of money.
I know you and Ringleader did a collab together. Could you just introduce it before we play it for you guys?
Well, this one I'm going to leave to Ringleader because he is the champion of this song.
Could you drop us a line before we even toss to the song itself?
Of course I can. That's why I say please, baby, would you join me on Reggae on the Seas, my darling? Yeah, Trinidad and Tobago by extension, the world. We are here on PSA TV, Ringleader, and the entire crew here. I would just like to introduce my new song, our new song, the world's new song, Ringleader featuring IP Music, Caress Me. Enjoy this.
Caress me, I hold me. Yeah, whatever, just control me. Caress me, I hold me. Girl, whatever, just control me. Your presence is so divine. I wanna get this one time. I wanna hold you from behind.
I seen something in my dreams and that's not fair. Hair was well done with your African wear. Perfume was so loud I couldn't tell from where. And the shoes was the cutest pair. And I'm a man, I'm brave, I don't have no fear. The image in my head is right what I'm seeing here. So I'm gonna tell you this and I don't care. I don't want my dreams become a nightmare. That's why I say please, baby, would you join me on Reggae on the Seas, my darling? So we can have a good time, we can have a fun time. No fussing and no fighting, no quarreling, only fun times, baby.
Caress me, I hold me. Girl, whatever, just control me. Caress me, I hold me. Girl, whatever, just control me. Your presence is so divine. I wanna get you this one time. I wanna hold you from behind.
And let me make this more than a line. That's why I say please, baby, would you join me on Reggae on the Seas, my darling? So we can have a good time, we can have a fun time. No fussing and no fighting, no quarreling, only fun times, baby. I wanna hold you in my hands in case the waves are rough. Calm you with this dance, baby, would that be enough? Or watch you grind with the sparkle in your eye. No more pain, watch you smile like a child. And I'm a man, I'm brave, I don't have no fear. The image in my head is right what I'm seeing here. So I'm gonna tell you this and I don't care. I don't want my dream become a nightmare. That's why I say please, baby, would you join me on Reggae on the Seas, my darling? So we can have a good time, we can have a fun time. No fussing and no fighting, no quarreling, only fun times, baby. Yeah.
Really, really nice.
Of course.
Ringleader, what inspired you to write that down?
Well, you know, I have a lot of love within me,
Yes.
right? And when I watch the nation and I watch, you know, all this stuff that is going on, I believe that you would be wrong to add any more negativity to it. You understand what I'm saying? So I try now when I construct music, I try and put a lot of love in it, you know? So I constructed this way, you know, you could carry out a lady on a dinner, you hear this and, you know, you might spend a little more money in the business go profit a little more.
Who is the most influential person?
I have a lot of influential people as far as music is concerned, locally, because I like to deal local.
Right.
I try to, and I say this with great pride, I try to emulate blacks of the old stars very much. Because he's not just a mentor to me, but he's also like a father figure to me, as far as where discipline is concerned. Because if he sees something within the media that he ain't like with me, he calling me from whatever part of the world he in. You understand what I'm saying? So he's probably the main one at the moment. You know, we have a lot of others, but he is the main one.
Pantin,
Pardon?
do you have any person that, you know, you look up to?
In terms of my life, outside of the man above, anything that goes wrong in my life, the person to pick me up is actually my mother. She's the one that really advises me, you know, you can do this. You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to start over in life. And you know, thank God for her. A lot of things that I'm doing because of the inspiration that I get from her. In terms of mentorship, my brother, who started the band, I modeled myself after him. But in terms of music, I'm all about feel-good music. So everything that Beres Hammond does, I'm into.
I love him.
Yes. And in terms of soca, because I never forget where I come from, right? The older folks, the Sparrow and the Kitchener, they are my inspiration.
I know you're good friends with Signal to Noise. Why would you laugh?
Sorry, yes, I am.
I know Signal has been in the music industry as well for a very long time.
Correct, yeah.
How long have you guys known each other?
Since the first, actually, it's a good question, actually. I love the question.
Yeah.
Actually, the first time I met Signal is when I introduced KMC to 96.1. They were down at the Express House in Independence Square. I called and I asked if I could have a meeting with someone that's responsible for the music on 96.1, a new station that just started. And I went down there and I sat with Signal. And I said, would you please listen to this youth man's song? No, I didn't know him, but Signal is an open person. He wants to hear everything that's happening around. And he's so helpful, so he's like, listen to it. I said, you hear that mistake he making that song? Is that okay? He said, well, I can't remember how he addressed me, but that is nothing. You won't believe the stuff that we hear. When that passed through the studio, he said, this song is ready for play. Wow. And the next thing you know, it's on the radio and I hear, this is a soca bashment. Signal to Noise was the man that was responsible for actually starting the airplay for soca bashment. And then, you know, we would talk to each other from time to time. And his birthday was coming up. And someone that he was close to called me and said, Signal is having his Exxon number yet, but he was 100 or something like that at the time. He was 100 years old. And I went to this birthday party, and it was just about 7 or 8 people there. And I felt privileged. This was in Glencoe. I felt privileged that I was selected to be at his birthday gathering because he was famous at the time. He was a famous DJ. Everybody knew him, and I was nobody. And he was like, so happy to see me. So that's how my friendship started with Signal. And
that's really nice.
Gone on until now.
Has Ringleader met with Signal as yet to release your music on Slam or any one of the other stations?
Well, we release the music on so much stations, but I haven't had the privilege of meeting that individual. I heard a lot about him.
Right.
Yeah, so you go line it up, right?
Actually, we did an interview on one of his stations already, but he wasn't there. We looked for him after, and he's so busy, he's never around. 105, we did an interview of 105, and we're going to go back on Slam at some point in time.
Right.
If you remember the brand Wetfed, the biggest brand in South that started, that was Signal to Noise. That was one of the best parties I've ever been, and I enjoyed myself.
Ian, why did you and Bunji Garlin and Fayan separated though?
Oh.
Yeah.
You are so wicked.
No, I had to ask.
You know, in life, some of the best things that happened in life, in my life actually, happened during my tenure with Bunji Garlin. There was like 15 years of relationship in terms of management, from when we met to when it ended. And I can't say I regretted anything that happened during that time. It was all one high, then another high, and then another high. We became good friends. We became almost like family, his mom, his family, etc. But there comes a time when people need to part, and he wanted to take a different direction at the time, and I think it was also an opportunity for me to also take another direction. And the relationship ended suddenly, with public, ended suddenly. And if it wasn't for that end, I wouldn't be here today talking about my music. So I must say that I enjoyed every moment that I had with Bunji Garlin. We never had an argument of any sort whatsoever. We never had any major disagreement until actually the end.
Okay.
But for personal reasons, I would prefer not to disclose it. But I'm at a happy place now where my career is about to take off, and some of the things I'm doing now I'm modeling from the fact that I've learned what he did on stage. And I can now execute some of the things because I've been present there for event after event after event. We toured Europe, we toured America, we toured all over the world. And that's
If you had to do it all again with Bunji in there, what would be different?
I don't think there's anything major to change where that is, because as I said, I loved every moment of it. Maybe one thing I want to add, not change, because when the relationship was being terminated, and as I said, it was public, it was all over news around the world.
Yes.
We had just signed up with VP Records for a song called Differentology. I don't know if you know that song.
Yeah.
VP Records was doing the distribution for the song for the United States. And then we also signed, forgive me if I'm wrong about the name, I believe it was Sony Records for Europe through a gentleman called Jean-Michel Gibert, who is our French connection here in Trinidad. He operates everything that happens in Europe, especially out of France. And that song took off, and we had that song signed, it was played internationally. The thing about it is that I missed the fact that I didn't get an opportunity from there to take it to the next level, because I saw myself with signing him, having him signed with a major recording label for like a 5-year deal, and I think that would have been the pinnacle on my career in seeing him go internationally. So that is the only thing that I think I'd want to change.
Well said. I know we're coming to the end of the program, so I'm going to ask Mr. Ringleader for his closing comment.
I would just like to say a lot more stuff is going to be coming, right? Very creative stuff, lots of local movies, music, with soca coming back around the corner. You know, we want to get out of just that period where, you know, soca has been played. So I'm going to Lego some soca during this year. And
so you're going to be entering the Soca Monarch?
Well, the element of surprise, I believe in that now, so no, I would not be entering. At this moment right now, it's just my learning stages, learning things professionally, and no amateur things already, right? You can never finish learning, but right now I want to learn everything, how to hold the band, how to, you know, everything. So in case one person miss a day, I could hold on for that person. So right now it's my learning stages, but a lot of stuff coming soon.
Ian, what advice you can give to the young and upcoming artists?
Before I give that advice, right, there's something that Ringleader did not do here today that I have not seen him do live, and I would like to see him do live. Because he's a major social media influencer for the youths out there. And the youths out there really take to him. He has a following of over 20-something thousand Instagram followers. Say something to the youths and them in social commentary format, and then I will tell you about the youths.
Well, here what's going on. The violence had to stop. That mad thing. Pick up a pen, write a song, let me make a piece of money, because it's a real money game, you know? It's a real money game, alright? So, get with it. Education is the key, and violence could never be the way, because I don't pay. It don't pay me, it never pay you, it never pay me. He don't like violence, I don't like another, but
so,
you know what I mean?
So this is exactly what he's saying for the youths. We want the youths to come out of the violence that they do. The fact they have a bunch of emerging artists now for dancehall and soca that is out there on the streets that are involved in some underhand things, but they want to get that step out. That's why we're doing this Zessa movie with positive Zessa vibes only, and people should look out for it. And you see that youths will one day have this avenue to get their music or their talent out there, whether it's film, music, or what.
And your closing comments for us?
I have to say, I love PSA TV. I love PSA TV. I don't know what else I could say. That I want to say thank you very much for having us on set. Thank you, Brent. Thank you, Darius, for bringing us here. We're finding out about PSA TV, and as an emerging television station, like how I'm an emerging artist. Even though you've been here for a while, and there's major growth, and I want the people to come out and support this TV station. All my followers, all my redemption people, all my Island Beats people, all my reggae on the seas people, all my army fed people. Log on and log on to PSA TV on Facebook and on YouTube.
PSA. And I make us soup this color because I like this set, the whole thing gets
Thank you so much.
Anita, etc. And also I would like to say, be sure to follow me on Instagram because all my social media pages are up, alright? So you can find me at Ringleader Music, RINGLEADERMUSIC. Okay, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Alright, nice. Alright, so follow me on Instagram, YouTube, everything across the board is just the same way. And thank you.
You leave them
very,
out.
very, very much. And hold on.
I want to say mine. I want to say mine. You ever hear about icpantin.ig? If you never hear about it, click on that IG button and hit IC Pantin. Click and hit follow icpantin.ig. And if you're on Facebook, log on to IP Music International on Facebook. And not forget, call 480-5100. I'm available on WhatsApp. I'm an open book. Call me, 480-5100 for any information you need on Island Beats, on Redemption, on Army Fete, and of course, Reggae on the Seas.
Yeah, the city piano, right? Good night.
IP Music here and now.
Very nice.
That was the icing on the cake.
I want to thank you guys so much for joining us here at PSA TV. Yes.
Very much
On behalf of the whole crew and everyone here at PSA TV, we have come to the end of the program, and I'm going to ask you guys to just end off with your collab music for me, please.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. Once again, we're going live with it, so it's
Yeah.
going to be played. Singing it?
Live.
So, once again, this is our contribution. Alright, Ringleader Peter and IP Music.
Caress me and hold me. Yellow why your vibes just control me. Caress me and hold me. Yellow why your vibes just control me. Your presence is so divine.
Hey.
I wanna give you this one time. I wanna hold you from behind.
And let we make this more than a lime. That's why I say please, baby. Would you join me on Reggae on the Seas, my darling? So we can have a good time, we can have a fun time. No fussing and no fighting, no quarreling, only fun times, baby. Caress me and hold me. Girl, why your vibes just control me? Caress me and hold me. Girl, why your vibes just control me? Your presence is so divine. He wanna give you this one time. He wanna hold you from behind. And let we make this more than a line.
That's why I say please, baby. Will you join me on Reggae on the Seas, my darling?
So we can have a good time, we can have a fun time. PSA TV is the right time on the right station and right here. Keep it locked.
We have come to the end of our program today this morning. See you on Monday. Thanks for joining us again, Ian and Ringleader.
Thank you very much for having us.
Take care.